They have to have an answer. Okay, that goes to the grave. Oh, but they get the shark, but blockers have already been declared. Yes! Woo! Ain't nothing but a thing. They could counter it with that last little bit. Hello, good game. Welcome back, everybody. Thanks so much for taking the time to support the channel. Thumbs up right down here. Smash the heck out of it. Tap it sideways, right? Or at least try to. Today, we'll be playing with Efreet Flamepainter in a Prismari unblockable slash caster deck. There's a lot of instances and sorceries in this, of course, because we'll be casting them for free with the Flamepainter. I was trying to combine those two words together. So, in today's video, we'll break down the deck. We'll talk about the cards, the strategies, the synergies, show you the gameplay footage, break down those play lines and interactions that we'll find within the meta, just so you get a good idea whether or not this deck fits your play style and, of course, your wildcard budget. Having a lot of fun today, getting some great gameplay within Mythic, and this deck has been popping off harder than I ever expected it to. So, again, thank you so much, and let's get into it. Right? Some people ask me, how do I do so much content? And that's, you just seen it. Whenever you make a mistake, laugh it off, keep going. 60 card, best of one, Prismari unblockable, 4.2 average. This thing is pretty heavy. 29 non-creatures with 8 creatures, and we do only have 23 land, but there's also 3 MDFC lands within the Seagate Restoration, bringing us up to 26, and then of course we can discard Magma Opus, we can discard Creative Outburst, to create some treasures, also wrapping us in to our shenanigans here. So the main card that we built around here is Efreet Flamepainter for CMC 1/4 with double strike. Whenever the Flamepainter deals combat damage to a player, you may cast target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. If the spell would be put into your graveyard, exile it instead. This is great, and first things first, we have to combo this with the new land from Strixhaven, Access Tunnel. Tap it for a colorless, or we can pay 3 tap it. Target creature with power 3 or less can't be blocked this turn, right? So, now we're going to get the double strike in for free, and of course, each time you deal combat damage, so that means on both of your strikes, you'll get to cast an instant or sorcery, which is incredible. That means 2 from your graveyard whenever it's getting through with the attack for free. And this is crazy, right? So we're combining this with the Magma Opus, with Creative Outburst, because we can discard it into our grave and then cast it for free, rather than trying to pay 8 for it, right? So not only do we get to cast it for free, but we can reduce the cost of our Flamepainter by discarding it in the first place, right? Creating that treasure that we can sacrifice for mana within both the Opus and the Outburst. When we are coming back full circle to cast it from our grave at instant speed for 8/free, Magma Opus deals 4 damage divided as you choose among up to any number of targets. Tap 2 target permanents, create a 4/4 blue and red elemental creature token, and then draw 2 cards. This is at instant speed as well if we are casting it from our hand. If we're casting it with the Flamepainter, obviously it's being cast during the combat phase. Incredible card, if you ask me. The fact that you can discard it for ramp and you can cast it at instant speed, basically is going to win you the game. The 4 damage, tapping 2 things, giving a 4/4, and drawing 2 cards is so much value. Talking about value, we've got Creative Outburst. This is for 7 instant speed, dealing 5 damage to any target. Looking at the top 5 cards of our library, putting one of them into our hand and the rest on the bottom of our library in a random order. Just basically find whatever answer you need for your next step. And like I mentioned before, you can discard it to create the treasure token, which reduces the cost of your Flamepainter. And then your Flamepainter allows you to cast the Outburst and Opus from your grave. But just wait, there's more. I know my green screen's a little bit messed up here today, and I don't want to. I broke my light earlier. LOL. Didn't even fix it. Anyways, moving forward, we have Prismari Command for 3 mana at instant speed. Choose 2. Prismari Command deals 2 damage to any target. or target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards, and or target player creates a treasure token, and or destroy target artifact. So there's so much value hidden in there that you can, do this, do that, do whatever you need to. I personally would love to discard 2 cards, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 cards, and create a treasure token on myself each, if we don't need to use the removal on our opponent or destroy an artifact, right? Because there are artifacts that need destroying. I'm looking at you, Embercleave. I'm looking at you, Great Henge. So the command does do basically everything we need, but if you don't need to play defensively to kill a creature with 2 damage, or take that reach on your opponent to get lethal, and you don't need to be destroying an artifact, then yes, every time it's draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, and create a treasure token. The treasure token allows us to cast some of these heavier spells. The drawing of 2 cards will allow you to get things like Negate Restoration into your hand and into your graveyard, because what's better than casting a Creative Outburst or a Magma Opus for free? Negate Restoration. For 7 mana, sorcery speed, draw cards equal to the number of cards in your hand plus 1. You have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Absolutely incredible that you can put this into your grave with the command and then cast it for free with your Flamepainter. But wait, there's more. We double down on it with Teach by Example. Instant speed for 2. Whenever you cast your next instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell, and you may choose new targets for the copy. Gulp. So, the whole deck is instants and sorceries, other than the creature, to get the job done for the free cast. And, you can cast Negate for free, and then Teach by Example it for 2 mana, right? And you're drawing like 15, 20 cards into your hand. It's too much. Probably more than that, in all honesty. It's great. It's the best thing that you can do on turn 5. Is to copy Negate Restoration with your Flamepainter. It basically just means you win the game after that, because there's nothing your opponent will be able to do that you can't deal with the cards you have in hand, right? You have combat damage, you've got field wipes, you've got balance effects, you've got counters. It's very, very nice that you can do that and just basically have your whole deck in your hand on turn 5. Breaking off from there, we also have Draconic Intervention for 4 mana at sorcery speed. As an additional cast to cost this spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Intervention deals X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana cost. If a creature dealt damage this way would die this turn, exile it instead, plus exile Draconic Intervention. This dominates pest decks, right? Because they're looking for those death triggers on Bastion, on, other like the Soul Step or stuff like this. So this just exiles them and you don't have to worry about it. Great, groovy. You can kill anything because you're discarding an 8 CMC and a 7 CMC. So basically this will wreck any non-dragon. Very, very cool. And we have now Storm's Wrath. Similar effect with no discard needed, 4 damage to each creature and each planeswalker. Just in case we don't have something in our grave, it still kind of gets the job done. We have 4 copies of Into the Roil at 2 mana, kicker for an additional 2. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell was kicked, draw a card. We can copy a kicked spell if we do pay for the kicker. We do get the 2 cost reduction, which is nice. So we can copy a kicked Into the Roil for only 2 mana, right? Draw 2 cards, bounce 2 permanents, great. We've got Negate to stop down Ultimatum, right? 2 copies of this, counter target non-creature spell. And then 4 copies of Bonecrusher Giant, 2 damage to any target. Damage can't be prevented. It's a 4/3, and when it becomes the target of a spell, deal 2 damage to that spell's controller. So that's the whole deck, right? We do have, of course, the Negate if we need it, but of course we do want to be discarding that, like I said. Access Tunnel gives the Flamepainter unblockable. The Scry will help us through, and the land is there for consistency's sake. No sideboard, we're not learning today. Still playing best of 1 though, and I know the deck doesn't look like much, you guys, but you're in for a surprise. This thing is an absolute heater, and I'm loving it. We're ripping up games in Mythic, having a great time. Make sure to check out the Linktree link if you want in on any of our giveaways. We just gave away Scalding Tarns with an invisibility sleeve. Next up, we'll be giving away a set completion of the current standard set. I think it'll probably be the Dungeons and Dragons set. And yeah, you're gonna get your whole rare set completed for free on me. So jump in to the giveaways and stuff for that. Not to mention the 500,000 gems and the coaching sessions. We've got a ton of stuff for you guys. to get in on and try to win within the community, just to show thanks for all of your support, right? I do really appreciate everybody's help in growing the channel, right? Thank you so much. Have a magical day, and don't forget to watch to the end of the gameplay footage for my final thoughts and deck review, and we'll see you then. So we have to toss this for a better outlook on land. This is it. I toss the Negate because there's no Yorion. We discard the Opus. I think we go right for it. Typically, I would hold back and try to wipe the field first. But we're on the play, we ramped, we have a card in discard, and this is off the field. So we get it. Right? We can cast this right here. 2 damage. Draws 2, discards 2. Right? So 2 damage here. We draw and discard. And we kick 2 into the Roils. And then we get to cast the Magma Opus. We get tap Heliod. And a land, I guess. 4 damage, we get the 4/4. Boom, that's a second strike. And now we do Prismari's Command again. I think we should create a this is a hard one. Let's create a treasure. We'll just target ourselves twice. And then we'll discard the Outburst and just a regular island, I guess. Keep the scry. And then we can scry here, unless we want to bounce. Let's play Access Tunnel. And then we hold up Into the Roil. Right, for this exact scenario. Absolutely perfect combo wombo here, baby. And again, we get to double cast from our grave. Creative Outburst. 5 damage directly to our opponent. And we get to put something in our hand, which I like Seagate Restoration, I guess. And then we'll cast Into the Roil. Bounce their Heliod. Oh, we can kick it. Of course I'm going to kick this then. Right? We get the cost reduction as well, so we only have to pay the kicker cost, which is pretty neat. And then we have Bonecrusher Giant to hit him. Yeah! Oh, man. That's an interesting play line. It's pretty fragile, but we decimated this mono white deck on turn 4. You know what I mean? That's pretty neat. That's unique. Alright, our opponent's playing first. We have no land, so this isn't going to work. We can keep this. Toss a giant. Maybe this intervention saves us. You know what I mean? If they're playing a pest deck, it definitely does. Get all those pests out there, baby. We're gonna fry them up. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. Well, let's just, you know, take care of what we can now. Don't need no Magecraft triggers killing me. The first pest appears. Let's just get in its way for now. If they do get a bunch of them, though, we've got our out. Alright. Let's stomp it out, right? What? Oh, I see. Hmm. So we just bounce it, right? Just tick-tock goes the aggro clock. The longer we can push the game, the better. They can hit for one here. They're already down to 2 cards. I think it's time. Ooh, we can kill everything under 2? That's good. I thought we'd have to kill our giant there. So that's probably victory. Oh, we were waiting to do that. We could have waited a bit more maybe, but it's cool just to keep them under control. And they know that it's going to hit again, right? Let's take our hit for 4. And then we have our secret weapon here, right? Yes, 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 yes. We might have been better off to play the Flamepainter first, but it's really hard to say. Like, if they had sacrificed 2 destroy effects, that would have been bad. I think we're gonna get decimated. Oh, we do get removed. Ouch. Nice. I guess there's no need to do that then. We could have held it all up. Could have held it all up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. Hot dog. If we just had a little more technology. I wish we had 2 extra mana. So damage goes here. We tap this and our land, I guess. Who cares? Auto pay. We need one more blue source to Seagate. I'll take the risk on it. Good game. Boom! Draconic Intervention dominates the pest decks. Now that is a hard answer. I love it. Oh, that was a good match. I had plenty of fun. Oh gosh. It's always fun to win, right? Okay, so we've got no land, but we do have those lovely cards that we like to see in our hands. So I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. It's good, it's a land, right? We do need a second red source unless we're using treasures. Don't you guys just love hiccups? Okay, so we can make a treasure or remove. That's good news. This is good news, bros. Perfect. But if these aren't creatures, like, what are they doing? Do we just go right for it? Do we just go right for it? They could bounce it. There could be petty thefts and Into the Roils like I use. They could also sweep it up with Storm's Wrath and Dragon Intervention, also like I use. 4 mana, let's see what it is. I bet they deal with it. They doubled down on it. Hey, there's a little bit of card advantage swinging our way. Giant in play. Let's see if we can pull some more. Another Frostbite? No. Those have to be Alrund's Epiphany. What else would they be? Saw it coming, Into the Multiverse. They blocked this, I bet. I mean, they still have 20, though. On 16. Cool. Behold the multiverse. Yeah, so here comes some more cards. There goes our advantage. We did get some hit points away from them for the catch-up that they chose to do. More land, that's great news for them, I bet. Should have discarded that. At this point, we might want to cast it, though, actually, soon. Right, that's the next turn. But what if he has counter magic? Then we take 2 damage and just lose a spell. Okay. We'll take the 4. End turn. I mean, I hope it's not Raventown. A Shark Typhoon. Okay. Okay, bro, I see what you're doing there. Whoa! Ayo, River! Huh. Clean it up. Could be a counterspell. No. Feeling a little uncomfortable against this other Prismari deck. I'll be honest. Somehow they double dragoned us? No way. And that has protection from the one and only Intervention as well. Ultimate BMs here. No way. Guaranteed they have counter magic though, right? They have bounce spells, they have damage. Instead of just like keeping pace, I'm trying to race them a little bit, but I don't know if we'll get it. It's really risky. They had another Behold the Multiverse, and that's a hard cast one. Okay, so they've got 3 mana up. They scry 2, draw 2. 2 to the top. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! They could have lethal. Wow. So that is actually problematic. That is actually problematic for me. A hard cast Typhoon. But we can instant speed kill it. I think we might have just lethal here. Unless they are countering it at some point. They have to have an answer. Okay, that goes to the grave. Oh, but they get the shark, but blockers have already been declared. Yes! Woo! Ain't nothing but a thing. They could counter it with that last little bit they had. Right, they had the 2 things still, but they didn't have it in hand. Oh my game! That is great! Woohoo! Going first. Scrying it up. Discarding the doodles. Looking for Efreet, the Flamepainter. Or more land. Well, we will be ramping. We might be better off going for a wipe. These giants are I just threw you away! Sometimes I talk about the atomic weight of cards and how I think that certain cards have a lesser atomic weight than others. Therefore, when the shuffler algorithm is shuffling, they sift their way to the top. You know what I mean? Something like this. Wow, I wish we had field wipe because that's tasty pulls. A full hand of discard. Oh well. It's the Gruul deck. That's a big body. Okay, so this is actually pretty sad because it's like, where's the land? Oh my gosh. If they have removal on our giant and hit us for 6, I'm gonna freak out. I mean, they're still gonna hit us for 6, but they better not remove my giant. Well, no, hit us for 5, I guess. Right, because the 1/1 won't attack. We could have held up and fried it, so they couldn't have attacked, but... is my land. Now this is frustrating. This is so frustrating. Just hang my head in shame. Pace it out. Just cry about it. If we get hit with an Embercleave, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna freak out if they cleave me. Okay, there's no cleave. Giant lives. Not ideal. Land. 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 There's one of them. Good for you. Sometimes you just can't win. You gotta like spell it out really simply for the AI. Yeah. Just don't see a way out. I just don't see a way out. I can't find my way through the door. We still get hit for 5. Well, hit for 3. Not good. Not good. You can't escape them, baby. You can't escape them. Good game. Woof. I honestly did not expect to be that successful in my filming session today. We made a couple changes to start our day. You know, adding the Negate was one of the big ones, and it really does seem to help. That Negate comes in clutch. I wouldn't mind, you know, potentially dropping Teach by Example to 3, adding another Negate. Potentially dropping Into the Roil to 3, adding a 4th Negate, just for consistency's sake, so we do make sure that we beat those ugly decks down that are casting Ultimatum, or trying to, right? But yeah, just like the fact that we could cast 3 7 CMC spells in one turn. Like, that's ridiculous. I think we cast a Magma Opus and then 2 Creative Outbursts, right? that's like too much mana in one turn that we're able to just push out into our opponent. And we seen even the counter spell they had didn't help them, because we're able to cast another copy from our hand, have it go to the grave, and then cast it from there. So really cool stuff within the deck. Let me know what you guys think and how we can adjust it for the better, of course, right? Do you think the negates is a good idea, and do you think the teach by example Into the Roil reduction fits? I certainly do, and you know, I might even drop Storm's Wrath and just take 4 copies of Draconic Intervention. You know, it is nice to hit those planeswalkers sometime. They do exist. Where the intervention doesn't hit them, and then of course, you know, sometimes you have dragons in play, and then the Storm's Wrath can hit the dragon. So, you know, I think it's nice maybe to have 2 of each, but it's, you know, on the list of unlimited considerations for the deck. So have a magical day, enjoy, you know, get outside, get some fresh air, you know, play some Magic when you get back, and of course watch some more videos, right? Thanks for supporting the channel, you guys. I hope you had a great time, and we'll see you soon in the next.